Welcome back to the sibling group chat. I'm Owen.
And I'm Cassidy.
And today we are back at it with the Odyssey review, episode 31, Stormy Weather.
Yes, this was the 34th episode of Adventures in Odyssey, and it originally aired on July 9th, 1988. It is a part of album 2, The Wildest Summer Ever. And in this episode, Connie is frustrated with a life in Odyssey. Or with life, I don't know, a life. With life in Odyssey, and wants to move back to California. When a violent storm hits the town, she finds out she appreciates more in Odyssey than she ever realized. And our themes are friendship, courage, and faith.
I think it's funny throughout the episode that Connie associates a bad storm with the small town. Like, they go together. Like, there's no bad storms anywhere else.
No, well, her mom even calls her out on it. She's like, they have rain in California too, but she's like, yeah, but we don't have storms like this.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it is raining pretty much the entire episode. In our intro, it says that it's been raining for a few days, and today only Connie and Whit are at Whit's End. There's no crowd.
Yeah. And honestly, with how loud the rain noise is, even at the beginning, like, not to speak of how hard it gets, I want to know why they're open at all.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
They
you
don't-
think
they're
of
not
you
even
think of
expecting people to
the
show up.
episode where Eugene, Bernard, Tom, and Flash Flood. That episode,
Yeah.
they're open. I mean, they send the kids home at some point, but it's raining pretty hard before they do. I mean, Connie's by herself at the shop.
That's
But,
true. She doesn't even send them out home till the power goes out, does she?
something like that. Yeah, I think it is like that.
Yeah. But then it lights out at Wit's End. The power goes out, and the children cannot leave Wit's End. It
No.
would not be safe.
No, that episode is just strange.
Yeah, it's its own thing.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, it's been raining for 3 days, and it's driving Connie crazy. I think there's more than just the rain driving Connie crazy, but
Yeah. It's
the
not
rain
helping
doesn't help.
anything.
Yeah.
The gloominess is bringing her mood down.
Yeah, it's bringing her mood down, and then she's getting in her mood of wanting to go back to California again. She feels stuck. She thinks Odyssey is boring, that nothing ever happens there. And Whit asks her if something else is bothering her because she's in a mood, obviously,
Yeah.
or if there's something more than just wanting to get out of Odyssey. And then Tom comes in. Oh,
He
Tom.
just loves storms because they're so
Wet.
wet.
Yeah, believe it or not, it's wet when it rains.
Yep.
Yeah, so Tom comes in. Whit goes to make some tea, and Tom asks Connie about, he heard that he's doing... See, I put in my notes, I didn't catch what they said. They didn't say Bible bowl, did they? Or
Bible
did they?
drill.
Bible drill, okay. I knew it wasn't bowl, but I got the impression that it was the same as the Bible bowl, so I just wrote Bible bowl with a question mark.
Yeah, I would assume it's the same thing, but yeah, they don't.
Well, they
They don't
say
call it the
Connie's
same
done
thing.
it before, and we know Connie did the Bible bowl in like her first episode. So,
That's true.
so yeah, but she's partially because she's in a mood anyway. But she gets kind of upset about this because she hadn't actually been asked about it yet. Whit
It's
says
such
he
a
hadn't got
Tom
around to asking
Whit
her.
moment though too, because Tom is like, "Oh, I heard you're doing this," and Whit's like, "Oh, hold on, I didn't tell her yet."
You know what I'm curious about is if Whit and Connie have been by themselves at Whit's End all day. How didn't he have time to ask her?
I don't know. He's probably trying. He probably could tell by her mood she would have said no, and so
That could
maybe
have
he
been
was
it,
trying
yeah.
to get her in a better mood before he said something.
That would make sense. But yeah, it's one of those. It is a funny interaction between
Yeah.
Tom and Whit. But she gets upset not just because she hadn't been asked about it, but she feels like that the people are always trying to get her to do like church stuff, get her involved with spiritual things. She feels like she's always being preached at, and and then she also mentions that she feels like she's never around kids her own age. She's always hanging out with the kids at Whit's End, who are younger than her. She's apparently 15, by the way. We find an age for Connie in this episode. I don't know if we had that before.
I don't think we did. It kind of surprised me because people always say, "Oh, Connie's been 16 forever," so they must
Nope, she
acknowledge
was
one
15.
birthday.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't remember that was in the episode or that we ever actually had a definite age for Connie. but she's apparently 15 at this point
Yeah.
in Odyssey. Uh, but yeah, so she gets so mad, she ends up just leaving. She goes for a walk in the rain. Um,
Yeah.
and Tom, partially because he wasn't there all morning, so he didn't know that she was in a bad mood all morning, was like, well, what was that all about?
And also because he's Tom and he just can't read a room real well.
No, that's true. Yeah, he can't. He can't. Uh, yeah. So I think that about does it for that like first opening scene, and it's kind of clear that Connie's back in her mood, not wanting to be in Odyssey anymore. But I think the deeper problem is she's getting annoyed by, but also maybe slightly convicted by all the biblical stuff she hears and
Yeah.
all the.
I'd I'd say there's some conviction going on
Mhm,
that she doesn't even recognize it as
mhm.
that, but
Yeah,
it's
and
things
it's not
are
like they even say that in the episode, but that's just
no.
the
The implication.
the implication, yeah. But so Connie goes on her walk. She goes to her friend Debbie's house. I believe this is the only time we ever hear this random friend named
I can't
Debbie.
remember. Connie does have a number of friends that you hear from occasionally throughout high school, so I can't remember if this one ever comes
Yeah.
back, but yeah, I'm inclined to say no.
She stopped by their house. She's talking a little bit. She apparently hasn't hung out with Debbie and their group of friends much. And apparently Debbie and the friends had stopped asking Connie to do things because she always said no because she was either at work or doing stuff related to work at Wits End with her
Yeah.
with the
She was at
kids or
church.
church or which I think it's interesting that it mentions that she was involved like she was often maybe not often but somewhat regularly at a church related function even though she at this point wouldn't have been going to church unless it was like just to do something for Mr. Whitaker or for the kids.
Yeah, and I find it interesting. Obviously, Wit is involving her in all this stuff to try to get her interested
Hmm.
in Christianity, but where do you draw the line at having a non-Christian lead kids at
That's
Christian events?
that's true. And I mean, it's not like she was necessarily in charge.
No, we don't even know what these events are.
No,
But the implication is that she's not a participant, she's
it's true.
a
Yeah.
helper. So,
Hmm. That's an
yeah.
interesting thing. I never really thought about that.
No. I don't know that I had either, but it's unique, I suppose.
Hmm. Yeah.
Another unique thing in this scene is that Debbie says, I think she says Donna and the gang are coming over.
I thought it was Donald.
I suppose it could be Donald. If it is Donna, it's surely not Donna Barkley because she's
No.
12 years old. Um,
And
but
also at this point, we have only heard from the Barclays once, so there's no reason to think that they would have been around for more than
that's
one
true. It could
episode
have
at
been
this point.
Donald or Don or Donna. But
Donna.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't hear any. I didn't think it was Donna.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Whatever the name
Yeah.
is, if it is Donna, I think it's pretty safe to say it's not Donna Barkley.
Yeah, I'd say incredibly safe to say it's not Donna Barkley. Um, so I think that then we go back to Wit's End.
Oh,
It
well,
was,
also, it's worth mentioning that Debbie basically told Connie she didn't want her there
yeah.
because she says her friends are coming over and like, oh, there's gonna be too many people here, but her friends are worried that she's getting too religious, and so they don't really
Hmm.
want to hang out with her anymore.
Yeah. Hmm. But then, so yeah, back at Wit's End, Tom is leaving, and Wit was getting ready to close up. I think it's not like they were really. I mean, they were kind of open, I guess, but he
Yeah,
wasn't
I
really.
think
They weren't doing anything. He,
he's trying to make sure the building's more secure
yeah,
before the
there's a
storm.
tornado warning on over the radio as he goes
Yeah.
back inside, so he goes to check some windows. But then the phone rings.
Hmm.
And it's
Also, the radio was Dave Arnold again, so
yeah,
he's now 2 for 2 on radio voices.
Dave Arnold is the radio.
He's also Jesus.
Interesting. But yeah, so he gets a phone call from Connie's mom, says wondering if Connie is still there, um, which she's obviously not, but she hasn't come home yet. So then
Yeah.
Wit says, "Stay home. I'll go look for her. I know some of the ways that she goes from here to home." And also, I think it's interesting that Wit also says, "So much for an afternoon with my book." I think it's funny because it almost seems like whenever Wit wants to read his book, like throughout all of us, he just can't find the time.
Yeah,
But then
you
like
never see
the
Wit just
time, there's like
reading.
that one episode where like he's supposed to be doing nothing and he doesn't want to stay in bed and read.
Yeah.
Or no, he does want to stay in bed and read, but people keep
Everyone else
interrupting
wants to
him.
read to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like just Wit never gets to read his book.
No. The poor man. He does too much in life. He can't sit down to read a book.
I don't know. I just thought it was funny. I feel like we never hear
Yeah.
about actually getting to read a book. It's always we hear about when he can't read his
He
book.
can't read his book, yeah.
So yeah, Wit goes out to look for Connie. The same time, in audio drama land, not actually like necessarily the exact same time, but or yeah, Connie gets home as soon as we hear that conversation.
Yeah.
And
And this is Connie's mom, June's first episode of
it
Odyssey.
is actually the right voice, though, isn't it?
It is.
Like
She has the same
she
voice
has
the
the
whole
same voice the whole
time.
time. Yeah.
But this voice was Mary Barkley 2
Okay.
episodes previously, so yeah.
But yeah.
Welcome, June.
Mhm.
Did they ever say her name in this episode though, other than calling her Mrs. Kendall?
I don't think so,
I
but
don't
I'm
think
not
they did
sure.
either. But I just know her name. So.
Yeah. But yeah, Connie gets home complaining about the rain, specifically that she hates the rain. And she wants to leave Odyssey because those are obviously related
Completely.
things. Rain
I mean,
and
he is a
Odyssey.
teenager. The logic is sometimes lacking, but yeah, it's funny how to her it's just so like rain equals Odyssey, rain equals
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah. And so she's complaining about going to California, and she's kind of just rambling until her mom stops her and is like,
Slow
hold your
down here."
horses.
Yeah,
Just because it's raining does not automatically equal I need to leave.
yeah,
But Connie says that she's been thinking about it for a few weeks, which I think, to Connie's credit, from what we hear in the episode, she's only been moping for a few days. So if she's been thinking about it for a few weeks and only moping for a few days, that's pretty good for Connie.
it is. Connie's usually not one to hide how she's feeling. So
Yeah, so Connie talks to her mom about she has a bus ticket. And is it that she has the same bus ticket that she's had the whole time, or did she get another one? Like, is this a bus ticket that could get her to California whenever she decides to use it?
I think so because when she does finally go to California, not to spoil it for anybody, her mom. She makes some joke about her mom not paying for plane fare, and her mom's like, "Well, you've had that bus ticket forever. I wasn't gonna spoil your fun."
Mm-hmm.
So it must
Okay.
be this. It's not for any specific time. It's just this ticket will get you to California.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so she's complaining again about not spending time with people her own age, and she feels like she doesn't have any friends. In this scene, she specifically says that she does not count Mr. Whitaker or the kids at Wit's End as friends because they're not her age.
Yeah, the kids are too little, and Wit is too mature.
Sure.
That's another funny thing about Odyssey. All the different ways people almost say he's old.
Yeah.
Like there's one with Eugene, or he says something about I'm surprised something about a man of your and Wit's like careful social status.
Yeah. Which I do think is interesting because like later in this episode, or maybe I should just wait till we get there, but Wit has to run back to the shop. Wit is a spry, mature man.
It's true. I mean, he goes skydiving later.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's in good shape for however old he happens to be, which is we can't know because Odyssey time is not anywhere clear
No.
or close to like normal time.
No.
So. But he is older.
Older, yes. Older than Connie, at least. Too old to be Connie's friend.
Well, I mean, if he fought in World War II, no, regardless of how Odyssey time works, it's very clear that he's older than Connie.
Well, yeah.
Her mom says that she'll think about letting her go to California, which apparently means yes. Connie says that she only ever says she'll think about something if she's going to say yes. If she says no, she just says no, which I think is kind of interesting because I feel like that is kind of true a lot of times when people say they'll think about it. It
Yeah.
actually means they're going to end up saying yes. I'd say not every time, but I'd say more
No,
often
not
than
every
not.
time. Because I can say, as like an introverted person, if you want to say no right off the bat, but you don't want to hurt the person's feelings, you say you think about it, and then a couple days later, you say no.
That's fair. As a slightly less introverted than you, but still an introvert, I agree.
Yeah, you don't want to let them down too hard, so you say you'll think about it, and then you say no.
Yeah. But then as they're talking, Mrs. Kendall remembers that she had called Wit, and that Wit was out looking for Connie, to which Connie says, oh, she better give Wit a call, but apparently the phones are down, which is equated with small town, obviously. The phones they
I
can't go down. The phones can't go down anywhere else.
no.
Uh, so Connie goes out to look for Wit. I think it's interesting because her mom says it's too dangerous that she shouldn't go, and Connie just says, it's only rain, Mom. It would have made sense for her mom to reference the tornado warning, and maybe her mom didn't hear that either, but I feel like Whit mentioned it, or maybe he didn't, but like,
Yeah.
if you're actually thinking it's too dangerous and Connie just says it's only rain,
Yeah, and if rain is so bad, how is it only rain?
yeah, honestly.
The logic of
I
teenagers.
mean, it's only a small town.
Yeah. Only the phone lines are down.
Yeah. And so Connie goes out to look for Wit. We find Wit is on a path that Connie apparently frequents in between her house and Wit's End, thinking that if she was still out, he would have found her by now. But he takes a few minutes to find shelter in Dale Johnson's shed.
Yeah, which I like to think of this as being Dale Jacobs. They just hadn't quite settled on a name yet
Why would Dale Jacobs have a shed?
to keep his lawnmower in.
Oh, I see.
Yep,
And why was his shed easily accessible?
because he keeps it unlocked.
Yeah, but like, does he not have like a yard? Is he just live in
It's
like
in
a
his
wide open
it's in his
space?
yard, but maybe his backyard opens onto a street too, so it wasn't that far away for Wit.
Okay. I just thought of this as some random name to like. We can't just have a random shed and not put a name to it.
See, that's why I like because Dale Johnson is so close to Dale Jacobs. I just like to pretend it's Dale Jacobs.
You know you can do that. You go right ahead. I'm not sure I
I
agree, but you go right ahead.
I will.
But so as Wit is in there thinking that he should have found Connie by now, Connie
Finds him.
finds him, and so they hang out at Dale Johnson's shed for a couple minutes, deciding if they should head to Wit's End or stay there. They pretty much decide to go to Wit's End, but before they leave, Connie decides that now would be just the perfect time to tell Wit that she's leaving for California for good if
Hopefully
she can
for
help
good,
it.
yeah.
Yeah. And then Wit's like, you know what? I can't quite hear you. Let's go to Wit's End.
Yeah.
So like, I didn't hear you, aka rethink what you just said.
Yeah. I'm gonna give you some time to run that remark again
Yeah.
while we run to its end.
Yeah, so this is where they run to its end because obviously the storm has been getting worse. They've been under this tornado warning for a while now.
Yeah, and Wit's like, we're both wearing rubber boots, so we probably shouldn't get struck by lightning.
Yeah. Yeah, so they get to Wit's End. Connie beats Wit there barely. I don't know. It just felt like it's like in the Bible when
Yeah.
John
God
beats
got there
Peter.
first.
Yeah. Have you seen the reels where it's like, or maybe you even sent me one. It's like
Yeah.
the disciples ran there. The disciples ran there. The disciples ran there. John beat Peter. And then there's
Yeah.
like one disciple cut off an ear. One disciple cut off an ear. It was Peter. Peter did it.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't remember if those are the right stories that go along with that.
Pretty
But
much, yeah. But yeah, once again, they get inside, and immediately inside the front door, Connie again decides to bring up California.
yeah. And as they're talking, it's like, now let's get deeper into the shop before we just stand here.
Yeah.
Again, partially it's like, well, let's still think about it.
Yeah.
And also because you don't want to stand next to a window in a super
Yeah.
bad storm, which we find out because the window comes in. It's not clear. It happens at the same time as a thunderclap. Connie says it blows in, so I don't know if it was the strong wind, if like the thunder was so powerful it shook the building, or what exactly happened. But regardless, the window breaks.
Yeah. I'd like to know how much glass Wit has to buy over the course of Odyssey.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Monty broke a glass in the one episode. He
Yeah,
breaks
and I
into
feel like the front
black.
window is broken multiple
The
times.
front window breaks.
If I had broken the window, I would have admitted it.
The front window also virtually breaks in Terror from the Skies.
It's true. Did
I
you
don't
listen
think
to
he
that
has to pay for.
recently?
I don't know.
That's an odd thing to remember.
I don't know. It just can't. Well, I was thinking of it breaking, and that came to me. I
Okay.
don't think he probably had to pay to replace his virtual glass,
Probably
though.
not. The skylight breaks, what, twice does Rodney break the skylight?
No, I think just once. He breaks it right after they put it in. I don't remember it breaking again. Maybe it does. I
It
don't know.
does when the little Statue of Liberty is stolen.
Does it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, because does he have to break into Wit's End to try to get it again?
Yeah.
Okay, I think I've only listened to that one once or twice. So
I listened to it recently. So.
okay, but yeah, there's a lot of glass breaking at Wit's End,
Yeah.
which I suppose comes along with being like the main place where things happen in
Yeah.
the world of Odyssey.
Yeah.
But so yeah, the glass breaks in. Connie manages to not have any major injuries, but a large piece of glass has struck Wit in the leg.
Mm-hmm.
And so they get behind the counter. Connie gets Wit some bandages, and Wit works on bandaging his leg while Connie freaks out.
Yeah.
She, while freaking out, she manages to check the phones, which are still down. Hate the town,
Which is, yeah, terrible town. Add this to her list of reasons why Odyssey is a bad town.
Yeah, and then she goes to find. Wit says he has a battery-powered radio, and I wasn't clear. Did he want that just so he could hear what was going on, or was it a radio that could potentially connect, call the police?
I think he potentially could have radioed for help, but I think he mainly just wanted to listen for reports on the storm. I think.
Okay, that's what I was thinking, but I couldn't quite tell because he said to like keep it set to the police.
That's true. I
Length,
think they could have radioed for help, maybe.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's what I was thinking, but I couldn't tell if that's why he wanted it or if he just wanted it in case, so they could do that.
Yeah.
Regardless, as Wit is working on bandaging himself, he's quoting Psalms to himself. And it's not clear that Connie notices necessarily.
Yeah, she just keeps.
She never says
complaining and
anything about
freaking
it.
out.
She's worried about him, but then her mom gets to Wit's End. She had apparently been out looking for both of them.
There's so much like everyone looking for everybody in this episode.
Yeah. Is Tom okay? No one's looking for Tom. Did Tom get home?
I'm sure he's happy as a clam wherever he is.
I mean, he loves rain. It's so wet.
So wet.
No, I'm kidding though. I'm sure he was fine. But yes, so Connie's mom gets there, finds them. They get Wit to a hospital. Presumably it stopped raining because the next thing we hear is Wit. I mean, we don't actually know, but
We're in
they
the
talk
hospital,
about
so we don't know.
yeah, they talk about a tornado. So I would
Oh,
assume
yeah.
if they're talking about post
Past
tornado
tense,
that
yeah.
there's no more storm, but maybe there's still a storm. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Wit is in the hospital. He's not sure why he has to stay overnight just for a few stitches. We found out a few is actually 18.
It's quite a lot.
More than a few. I've never had stitches, but I think that's a lot.
Yeah, I think so. I wonder if it was the same leg that he got shrapnel in World War II.
Oh, probably. Yeah.
Maybe it was the other side to even out the limp.
Yeah. But yeah, so Connie brought him his book. Hopefully he actually got some time to read it. Then she talks to him some about California, apologizes for moping and for being in a bad mood and for taking Wit and the kids for granted and for kind of, I don't remember if she specifically does, but I think kind of for just randomly springing California on him in the middle of a storm, you know.
Yeah.
It was poor timing, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, Whit apologizes for keeping Connie at work and so busy sometimes. I think this is especially Whit realizes he's maybe been going a little over the top in trying to expose Connie to Christianity and
Yeah.
things like that. And he's like, "I'm gonna give you some more time if you decide to stick around, to hang out with friends and whatnot." Connie says that she is gonna stick around. She's gonna put off California at least for now. Is
Her
this the
mom never
second?
actually said she could go anyway.
Yeah, she is this like the second or third time that
This
Connie
is the
has
second time.
postponed? This is the second? Okay. So she postpones potentially going to California. She says that she will do the Bible, what is it? The Bible drill?
Mm-hmm.
Because someone's got to fill in for Whit since he's in the hospital,
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think that about sums it up.
Yeah, it is important also, like Connie acknowledges that Whit is her friend.
Yes, that is
And the
important.
kids are her friends too. But
And she gives Whit a hug. Touching
yeah,
moment. Yes.
yeah. Well, he asks for one, but yeah.
Well, yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Chris, in her outro, references Ecclesiastes. The verse of two are better than one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good episode.
Mm-hmm.
Another piece of Connie's story.
Yes. And just another starting to form more continuity throughout Odyssey.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Getting into more stories that have more development to future, like they apply to previous and future episodes. I just knocked my phone off the desk.
So, if we're thinking about this, is Connie's salvation arc the first storyline in Odyssey?
I mean, I'd be inclined to say yes.
Yeah, because you can.
I mean,
You
at
can
least
make the argument
multi.
it starts from her first episode. Honestly, every episode so far that's been Connie focused has been ultimately related to that.
I feel like the only other one you could maybe say, and this would be a stretch, would be like almost the Blackguard saga, because we get a lot of information that futurely applies in Reflections. But I mean, Connie's has already started before that and ends way before that. So
Yeah,
the
and I
Salvation
don't
arc
think
Connie doesn't. So I don't think you can really say. I think there's a few.
at this time. I don't think they realized that.
No,
that they were
I think there's a
setting up.
few random things here and there we've already got that apply to future storylines. But in terms of storylines that are actually intended to be developing at this point, I think Connie's is the first storyline.
Yeah, yeah, I love to see it. Yeah.
So I guess that about does it for this
Yeah.
week's episode. What do we got next week?
Before I tell you what we have next week, I wanted to share some tidbits about this episode from the Adventures in Odyssey guide. Because this episode was originally titled A Stormy Afternoon, and it featured an entirely different climax. Instead of Wits being hurt by a breaking window, he rescued Connie from the branches of a fallen tree, putting Connie in the hospital instead.
Yeah, no, it worked better this way.
I think it was better because this keeps Connie here out of her concern for Wit, whereas then it would have been like, well, practically you can't go anywhere right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
Next week we are reviewing episode 35, VBS Blues. That'll be a fun one.
That's a fun one, yes.
Yep.
So I guess that about does it. We thank you for listening and or watching. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram and subscribe wherever it is you get our podcast. And we will see you next week.
Bye.